Hi, good evening. Welcome to Kids Ed. So happy you guys are all here and able to join today. Today is October 21st, 2020. Just a few quick reminders for volunteers. I just want to make sure you guys are, just to make sure that you have these reminders. Hand sanitizer for everybody so they can grab a snack, candy for Bibles and attendance. Remember, pre-K through 3rd grade gets the candy no matter what if they come, and then our 4th and 5th graders, if they remember to bring their Bibles, also get candy. Have a quick discussion about sermon notes and pass out supply bags and worksheets. And today our worksheet is called Paying Taxes. And remember, like I said last week, we now have worksheets for our younger kiddos. So if a volunteer is able to sit with the younger kiddos and do those worksheets that are all based on the exact same story and lesson, that'd be awesome. All right, here are our materials. So all materials are found in the KidzEd supplies container or in the kids' supply bags. So number 1, a Bible. Hopefully you brought that from home. Number 2, pencil, supply bag. Number 3, mural paper. Number 4, markers should be in your supply bag. Number 5, tape. Number 6, paper. That should be in your supply bag. I didn't write that down, but it should be. 7, scissors in your supply bag. 8, colored pencils in your supply bag. And 9, you're going to need the Paying Taxes worksheet or packet. Number 10, clipboard if you choose. Number 11, coins and bills. So for my volunteers right now, if you have coins and bills, that's great. If not, I'm going to be showing pictures, and if you're needing them again, you can always find the picture. You can Google a picture on my computer and share those with the kids. All right, let's get started. I'm working hard to make these videos shorter. It's hard to get everything in a short amount of time. I'll tell you that. All right, what do you guys think of when you think of the word spend? I want you to raise your hand. What do you think of when you think of the word spend? Okay. And what I want you to do is, I just want everybody in the room to just talk and say, what do you think of when you, and I want you guys to answer the question, what you think of when you think of the word spend. All right, and go. All right. So spending is like, you can be spending money, you can be spending time, you can be spending and sharing your talents. Okay. So spend, that's kind of what we're talking about. We're kind of talking about money today. So we're going to read a story as a melodrama today. So that means we're going to kind of make it exciting, like something you might watch on TV. Okay? Very exciting, kind of dramatic. The audience gets to take part in the story. Okay? So you're going to cheer for the good guy, who is Jesus, and you're going to boo for the bad guy, the Pharisees. You can also boo and cheer when the narrator reads something about what the good guy or a bad guy is doing. All right, so let's start. If you have your Bible, which I hope a lot of you do, I want you to look up Matthew 22. Matthew 22. Okay, that's a new one. We're on a new chapter. Matthew chapter 22. Okay, so that should be the big number, 22. We're still in the Gospel of Matthew, so still kind of toward the end of the Bible. Okay, and we're looking at verses 15 through 22. Okay, so Matthew 22, verses 15 through 22. So here's 15 right here. Ooh, my Bible is falling apart there. All right, if you need to pause now so you guys can find it, that'd be awesome. So, so once again, let's do a quick reminder. So you're going to cheer for the good guy, Jesus. You're going to boo for the bad guys, the Pharisees. Okay. And you can also boo and cheer whenever the narrator reads something about what the good guy or the bad guy is doing. Okay. All right. here we go. I'm going to help you out on the first couple. And then after that, hopefully you guys are grabbing them on your own. So follow along with me if you have your Bible, which I hope you do. The question about paying taxes. Then the Pharisees, boo, went and plotted to entrap him in what he said. So they sent their disciples to him along with the Herodians, saying, Teacher, we know that you are sincere and teach the way of God in accordance with truth, and show deferences for no one, for you do not regard people with partiality. Tell us then what you think. Is it lawful to pay taxes to the emperor or not? But Jesus, yay! Aware of their malice, said, and malice is just not good. They're not good, right? Why are you putting me to the test, you hypocrites? Show me the coin used for the tax. And they brought him a denarius, the type of coin that they had a long time ago. Then he said to them, Whose head is this and whose title? They answered, The emperor's. Okay, so the emperor is on the coin that they have. Then he said to them, Give therefore to the emperor the things that are the emperor's, and to God give the things that are God's. When they heard this, they were amazed, and they left him and went away. Okay, I hope you guys had a couple more boos and cheers in there. It didn't really ever say Jesus or Pharisees again, but you could tell when they were being talked about, right? Okay. All right. Why do you think you booed the Pharisees? Any ideas? Were they testing Jesus in this story? Yeah, they were, which is really sad. Jesus does not need to be tested. What were they trying to do? That's a good question. That's a good question. What were they trying to do? What were the Pharisees trying to do in this story? Raise your hand if you know now and share with the group. Yeah, the Pharisees were trying to trick Jesus. Okay? They were trying to trick him. So it says, Tell us then what you think. Is it lawful to pay taxes to the emperor or not? Just because his face is on the money. They were saying, we don't have to pay taxes. We definitely do. How did Jesus answer their questions about taxes? How did he answer their question? Was he happy? Not super happy, right? He said, let me find it. He said to them, give to the emperor the things that are their emperor's. Okay, so if they're his, make sure that he gets them. And then give to God the things that are God's. Okay, so remember that God kind of comes first there. When they heard this, they were amazed, and they left him and went away. So Jesus took a question that was meant to trick him and instead taught the people listening that the most important thing we can do is spend our lives on God. Okay, so spend our lives and everything we do thinking, praying, and loving God. All right. Okay. I want you guys now to pause the video and go ahead and read our story about Cool Like a Quilter on the first page of your worksheet. And what I'm going to ask is that a couple volunteers read it. You guys can read a couple sentences each. You can read a couple paragraphs each. I know that there's lots of wonderful volunteers that really enjoy getting involved with this. So go ahead and pause the video now and do that. All right, I have some questions for you guys. What were some of the ways that Mike spent his life on God in this story? How did he spend his life on God? Okay, I hope you guys shared some things like he was serving his church and serving the elderly of his church. How is using a talent like vacuuming spending your life on God? I want you to turn to somebody on your right or on your left, either one, doesn't matter to me. And I want you to tell them how doing something like vacuuming is spending your life on God. How is doing something like vacuuming spending your life on God? All right. Now, who can give an example of a time that, and this time I want you guys to raise your hand. Who can give an example of a time you had to do something you thought was going to stink, and it turned out to be pretty great? Okay. So I want you to pause the video now and have a little discussion about this. Okay, once again, you're thinking about something that really was gonna stink and then it turned out to be pretty great. Okay. All right, we're gonna move along. We're gonna be on the second page of your worksheet here. The one with all the itty bitty little pieces of money. The Bible has a lot to teach us about money and how to take care of money, how to use our money in the right way to serve God. So I want you guys to take a look at the change in the numbers activity on this page here, okay? And it says we're going to add and subtract the money to below to figure out the verses. So this, I had to actually look at this a little bit to try and figure out exactly how we're supposed to do this activity. So for those of you who don't or have yet to learn money, that's okay. If you have a sibling in the class, you guys can partner up and you can do this activity together. But otherwise, I think probably everyone else knows amounts of money. But I am going to give you guys, I'm going to write it down right here. But, so I'll do this first one for you. So the first one, so is everybody looking here? Okay. So let's look at James, right? So the first, that is a, hard to see these, they're so small. That's a nickel. And we know that a nickel is worth how much money? 5 cents. Okay. So I'm going to write a 5 down there. Okay. The next one, just like that. Okay. Next one is a dime. Okay. And we know a dime is worth how much? 10 cents. Okay, so I'm going to write a 10 down there. Okay, just like that. Okay, and the next one is also a dime, so I'm going to write another 10. That next one is a penny. How much is a penny worth? That's right, penny is worth 1 cent, so I'm going to write a 1 down there. Okay, so far you should have 5 plus 10 plus 10 plus 1. Okay, all right, now we have a quarter. Okay, does anybody know how much a quarter is worth? Okay, a quarter is worth 25 cents. So you're going to write 25 down below it. Now, here's the tricky part. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but it says 5, or it says a nickel plus a dime plus a penny minus 25. Okay, so don't make sure you look at those signs. All right, let's do the rest of them. So now we have another quarter, so another 25 cents, another dime, so another 10 cents, another penny, so another 1 cent, and another nickel, so another 5 cents. All right, you guys are gonna add that all up. So 5 plus 10, 15.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, and with the seasons changing, we...
Sorry about that. I had something on my computer that I was going to show you guys, and it decided to show an ad. So 5 plus 10 is 15. 15 plus 10, those of you who are really good at mental math, 15 plus 10 is what? 25. 25 plus 1 is 26. Okay? So we did all of our addition, right? All of that addition there. So all of that equals 26. Whew. These are going to stretch your brains, guys. And then here's where it got tricky. Remember, we had to do 26 minus 25. What is 26 minus 25? 1. Okay, so we know that the first part of the verse is James 1. Okay, now we see the colon here, so we are going to move on to the next part of this. So we're going to start with 25. That minus, yes, 25 minus 10. So it's 25 minus 10, 15. Okay, we'll put that down there. And then we're going to do 15 plus 1, which is 16. And then we're going to subtract again. 16 minus 5. What's 16 minus 5? 16 minus 5 is 11. Okay, so we're going to add the 11 over in that far column. So we should have James 1:11. Whew, lots of work. All right, so go ahead and do the rest of the, pause the video now and do the rest of those. And then I want you guys to also, if you have a Bible or there's a Bible in the room that you borrow, look up those verses and read more about how God tells us to use our money wisely to serve God in the Bible. All right. Okie dokie. For today, I would love for you guys to read through the fun facts. They're just some interesting facts about money and how Americans use money, how we use money all in Canada. Just interesting information about money. We're going to skip that part because we have a pretty fun activity down here that I want to make sure we have time for. So right now, we're going to move down here to the Imago Dei. Okay, so there's a Latin phrase, and it's a hard one for me to say. I'll say it again. Imago Dei. That means image of God. Okay, image of God. I'm gonna show you some money. Once I had this all ready and prepped on my computer, and then you know how technology is, guys, sometimes. Then it decided to play that silly video, so I had to turn it off. But here it is again. So I'm gonna flip my video around for you guys so that you can see the money. Okay, so this is money that we're all familiar with, correct? Correct. So we have the penny right here. Who's on that penny? Okay, so we know that's Abe Lincoln, right? He's a president. And there's the Lincoln Memorial. And then we have the nickel. And we have the dime. And we have the quarter, right? These are all leaders of the United States at some point or another, right? In maybe not all presidents, but they're all leaders, okay? And the back signifies symbols of importance in the United States. Okay, so once again, I think I mentioned this earlier for our volunteers. If you have money, maybe you can hold pieces up to show the kids as examples. Or you can just you could pause the video, you could rewind and pause the video there where I had all the views of the coins. Or you can just Google it, and that would be more than enough to share with the kids. So, okay. Anyways, what do you guys think this says about who we think is most important? Yeah, it kind of says that we think that the leaders are important, right? We do think they're important. They help guide us through a lot of difficult times. Leaders are important. Okay? What I want you to do today, though, is I want you to listen to the directions first. So the money in our story had the image of the Emperor Caesar on it. We were created in the image of God. If we're creating money to spend on God, whose image do you guys think should be on it? God maybe, or Jesus, or maybe some different things that help us think of God and Jesus. different symbols. So I want you guys to get creative, and I want you to make a few samples to send off to the Mint. The Mint is where they make money, and this is kind of just for fun. Okay? Now, here's the important part. On one of your bills, I want you to draw just a picture of yourself, okay? And then keep the backside blank. Okay. So right now, go ahead and draw the image that you think we should be focusing on. If we're spending our money on God, what do you guys think we should be drawing on there? Okay, so go ahead and draw those images now. And don't forget, to one of the dollars, you need to draw a picture of you and your face, and then keep the backside blank. So pause video and do that now. All right, so I hope everybody was able to get their pictures drawn and cut out. And I will show you guys some of my examples. Okay, so I did 25 cents and somebody praying. Okay. I did my penny, and I just did a heart, because hearts remind us of God. I have a picture of God or Jesus on a nickel that I made. Okay. And then I made sure to remember to draw just a picture of me. And then on the back, I wrote my name. I kept it blank. Okay. If you haven't, maybe you didn't have a chance to finish all of yours, but go ahead and make sure you get yours printed out or cut out right now. And here's the last thing you get to do. I want you to decorate your money in the most beautiful way that you want to, okay? All right. So pause the video now, finish cutting out and coloring your money. Okay, so I hope you guys will take home your money and share what you've created with your family. And tell them all about what we learned today about how we're going to spend our money on God. So we all have talents and ways that we can spend our lives on God. So I want you to take the bill that you just, the $1 bill, or I made mine $1, but the bill that you drew your picture on. And the image you created should be on the front. And you might want to quickly write your name on the back, just like I did. Oops. So quickly write your name on the back. Okay. And here's what we're going to do. I want everyone to have out a pencil. Okay. And we're going to pass these pieces of paper around. And when you get that paper and you see the name in the corner, you're going to write down something wonderful about that person. For example, if I got mine, I might say, oh, Liz, I might just write the word nice. I don't know if you guys think I'm nice or not, but I would write maybe nice, or I would write funny, or I would write exciting. Something along those lines. So go ahead. I want everybody to have the chance to do that now. This is an activity that really builds us up, makes us love each other even more, and helps us focus on God. Okay, so pause the video now and go ahead and do that activity. Okay, so once again, we're not going to go over all the Faith on the Go, but I hope you guys will take a moment to check out Faith on the Go. And remember that these are important ways for us to live out our faith life this week. Things that we can do to remember how to focus on Jesus and God. Okay, I am looking for a volunteer to say our closing prayer. Okay, so somebody, I'm sure that I have a wonderful friend who's willing to volunteer to close us in prayer. Okay, so once my video's over, you guys can go ahead and do that closing prayer and grab hand sanitizer. Make sure you put all your supplies back in your supply bag. Keep it on the floor. Our volunteers will grab those. If you guys end up having extra time, you know, we have your coloring pages in your folders. You have the diversity puzzle piece to work on. You can decorate your folder, or you can do cross art, all inside of your supply bag. All right. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.